On today's episode of Bet Bath and Beyond, we're going to talk Super Bowl conclusions. We're going to talk some other NFL stuff. We're going to move into our Pick'em contest, and then we're going to talk about what else goes on when football is off the airwaves.
And then we're going to rob some houses. We're going to burglarize some people.
Is that why you're dressed that way?
Yes, that was a joke on how I'm dressed. Watch us on YouTube. I look like a burglar. I literally am all black. I got a black beanie. I found this in my closet. I actually really like it. It actually has a baklava mode or balaclava, whatever the fuck that's called, where I could put it all over my face and rob a 7-Eleven. Yeah. So we're going to rob some places.
There. Roll it.
3, 2, 1,
go.
I am Ian Peacock.
And I am Andy Heidemann, and I hate sports betting. No matter what you say, I'm betting 100 on it tonight.
Welcome to Bet Bath and Beyond. Now give me your money.
Do you buy B3T Sports?
Baklava. That's what it's called, right? Or balaclava?
I feel like baklava
is also a Greek dessert.
I was just gonna say I feel like that's a dish, but I mean,
yeah, but it's Andrew. But things. Can
a thing can be two things.
Yeah, exactly. Things can be the same word but mean two things. Like
there's a word for that.
I actually don't know what it's called. Oh, is it like red rum, where it smells murder backwards?
No, that's a palindrome. I think. God, I'm glad we're done with school.
God damn.
What'd you think of the Super Bowl? Let's just hop into that right away, because obviously this is the first show since the Super Bowl. We had our predictions. As far as we'll get into the details later.
Sorry, Andrew.
The Lions needed to cover 4 points. They did not. I say the Lions. The Rams had to cover 4 points. They did not.
Sorry, Andrew.
So I owe you a steak dinner.
Andrew. Yeah, you do. A Ruth's Chris steak dinner. I'll be taking me and my lady out to a nice Ruth Chris steak dinner. All the fixins, all the toppings, the garlic mashed potatoes.
Well done, right?
Well done. Extremely well done.
Hey, could I have you dip that steak in the fryer, please? Thank you.
Maybe I'll just go to Steak and Shake.
What a waste of a steak dinner, though. I mean, like you listen, you won it fair and square. Congratulations. I still am happier if I could have chosen which bet I was going to win and which one I was going to lose. Definitely would have been the Stafford bet. Like 100%.
I'm so mad, Andrew. I'm so mad. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that jersey? Like, what am I?
Hang it up, frame it.
I think I'm going to return it because the bet was
I
had to wear it for the Super Bowl, which I did. I sent you a picture. I wore it for
not
the Super Bowl.
Send it to me. I will hang it. I will hang it somewhere so it can be on every episode of the pod. Send it to me.
I mean, it's a youth extra large. They didn't have any.
I mean, it'll just get framed. That's all I'm going to do is frame it and put it.
When are you going to frame it? Just a plain youth extra large jersey you're just going to frame in your house with no.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Well, I've got my cam one. I have my cam one also, and it'll go on my sports wall with my picture of Muhammad Ali.
Are they signed?
No, they're just jerseys.
That's so stupid.
Well, once I don't wear, I mean, like I'm not gonna wear like my Cam Newton jersey anymore because one, it's white and it's like I've had it forever. Two, he's done. He's not gonna be probably playing football anymore, especially not for Carolina. And I like the idea that I can keep it from getting ripped and torn to shreds. Now I could just hang it up and I still have it. I mean, I'm still a Panthers fan. I'm not gonna like cash that in.
You probably would. You'd probably cash in to be a fan of the stupid fucking Rams now that they're Super Bowl champions, and
that goes to show you don't know me. You don't know me at all. If I was gonna go to another team, you know who it would be.
Anywhere. Well, hold on a second, because I would say it would be wherever Tom Brady went. Tom Brady is retired.
That's a fair guess, but without Tom Brady here, like I think it's pretty obvious. But
I thought so too. I thought it would be the Rams and Matthew Stafford now that Brady's gone.
It's the Colts, baby.
Oh, fucking Jonathan Taylor. God damn it.
Jonathan
Taylor. Don't you have his
IB.
jersey too? Don't you have Jonathan Taylor's jersey?
No, I want to because I want to get his jersey, but I made a couple bets this season to get it, but a lot of them like just ended up as washes, so I didn't end up getting it. I was really excited for it, but
you're supposed to get a Stafford jersey, I hear.
I am. A Stafford jersey is coming in the mail. I'm getting the blueberry
from B3T Sports analyst Alec. You've been put on blast, Alec. Sir. You're a terrible bettor.
Well, I mean, his bet was it came down to the wire. It was before the season even started. He was very confident that the 49ers were going to win that division. I was very confident that the Rams are going to win the division. Then the Cardinals started scaring everybody at the beginning, and then they completely fell off. But most importantly, while we were talking, before we get too far off topic, what food did you have at the Super Bowl?
Okay, so back to the Super Bowl. We're not going to talk about the game first. We're going to talk about the food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not making fun of you. This is me narrating for the audience.
Rare. That's rare for you.
Okay, so to be honest, we were going to order wings and then decided not to because we had a bunch of food from the store. We had just gone grocery shopping. So this is going to be a weird spread, but this is honestly the truth. Started out the Super Bowl night. Oh, by the way, had COVID. Okay, I forgot about that. I'm fine. I'm negative, but I still was positive, so I couldn't hang out with my friends. There was a Super Bowl party going on. I couldn't attend that because
glad you're okay. That is so much funnier that you had to wear the Stafford jersey now because you were alone in your house and you had to wear the Matthew
I was
Stafford
alone
jersey.
in my house.
That is so funny.
Just with the Stafford jersey. And I ordered, and then also while I was eating the food, which let's get into it, I started off the night eating a nice meats and cheese charcuterie board. So some brie cheese, some salami, some like 3 different kinds of salami, like spicy, peppered, like just really solid Italian salami. Not really what you think for Super Bowl food, but we did it. And then we had some nachos. So we had, nachos, some guacamole. We did put in a pizza. So pizza came out and we had some pizza. And then we had some mozzarella sticks.
Good. That
was solid.
That all tracks. None of that.
Solid.
I mean, even the charcuterie board, you're like, oh, that's not Super Bowl. But I think that's
no wings. We were going to order wings. If we hadn't just gone shopping, there's a place called House of Wings. Shout out here in Chicago. Great wings. Definitely would have got. We've gotten their wings before for the Super Bowl in the past. Definitely recommend them. House of Wings. This show brought to you by House of Wings in Chicago.
We haven't had a sponsor in a long time.
Well, now we do.
We did pizza. We had not in any particular order. We had pizza. We had queso dip. We had some peach mango chili salsa.
Yummy.
With the classic Tostitos.
The scoops. You gotta have the scoops. Those are the only chips that are suitable for a big party like that, to get into the guac, to get into the salsa, to get into the queso. You gotta have the scoops. Our episode brought to you by Tostitos Scoops, by the way, as well.
We had some puppy chow. We also had some mozzarella sticks. And then somebody brought, this is not a typical one, but somebody brought like crab ragoon, like bites. Like, have you ever had like one of the, at Thanksgiving, you have those, the brie bites where it's like brie cheese and cranberry.
Yeah, they're so good.
It's like that, but it's like crab ragoon stuff. So it's like got the sweet chili sauce and cream cheese.
I like that move. I like that move.
Yeah, and they were really good. And that's what we did for Super Bowl food. Had some Corona. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was crazy, because last year or the years past, I've always had somebody show up and be like, here is this dish, and everyone's like, that's not a Super Bowl food. But this year I feel like was relatively calm.
Charcuterie board's not a Super Bowl dish. It's delicious, but it's definitely not a Super Bowl dish. I would never bring a charcuterie board to a party. That would be embarrassing for me.
If I said to you, hey, we're doing a breakfast, and I said, I'm going to cook pancakes and waffles and stuff, and I said, bring fruit, what kind of fruit would you bring?
I would bring watermelon, cantaloupe, any sort of melon, and grapes.
That's fucking ridiculous. Obviously that's an inside joke. We've got some friends here who don't know how to prepare
The twins,
any kind
the Greek
of
twins.
The Greek twins. They have zero idea. I'm actually amazed they live on their own.
I am too, and
I guess
I don't
technically
think
they don't. They live together, but like, you know,
they need to take care of each other because their IQ is about half of a normal human being. So it now put them together, and they make up one human being intelligence, but they do have to work together at times to make sure that they're at that peak IQ
that they live.
Exactly.
Make it out each day. Exactly. One time. All right. So that was the food. Food's always good. I want to talk about the game. I was actually, obviously, I feel like years past, I was always super excited. You know, it's like it's Tom Brady, or it is like back in 2015, it was even my own team was in it. I feel like those have been super, super exciting. This is the first Super Bowl I can remember in a while where I was like, I don't care really who wins. Obviously, I had a preference towards Stafford and the Rams, but like, if the Bengals would have won, I don't think I would have cared that much.
Who did you want to win 2 years ago with the Chiefs and the 49ers?
I wanted the Chiefs to win. I am not a big Jimmy G guy. I like Patrick Mahomes a lot. I think that he is phenomenal. Obviously, everyone thinks he's phenomenal.
I guess this was before they were really known as a powerhouse, and so it was kind of cool rooting for him to get his first Super Bowl, right? Because he needs that Super Bowl win to kind of take it to the next step, which he got, and now they're making the AFC Championship every year. So yeah, I think I was rooting for the Chiefs as well, but that also kind of had that same feel of, yeah, like I don't really care who wins. I usually root for Tom Brady when he's playing. If he wasn't on the Patriots, fuck the Patriots. But last year, I obviously was rooting for the Bucs because of Tom Brady, who was not on the Patriots. And this year, I was rooting for the Bengals because the Rams.
Fuck Matthew Stafford.
It's not even fuck Matthew Stafford, although a little bit. It's fuck the Rams, fuck Sean McVay. They're frauds. But you know what? I'm eating my words because they are Super Bowl 56 champions.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they did it. They put it all on the line. They traded all their draft picks. They went out. They got all their guys. They got Stafford at quarterback. They got Von Miller. They got Odell. And it fucking worked. It finally.
Good for them.
Yeah. Flags fly forever.
What was okay? So of the game, obviously, we all know the Rams won. If you're listening to this and you don't know, pause it, go watch that game.
If you're listening to this and wait. You don't know, then you obviously don't care about football. And if you don't care about football,
hey, listen, maybe you had a busy weekend.
Why maybe you had fuck are you listening to us? Because that is 95% of what we talk about. You're lost, my friend.
I'm actually really sad that the season is over. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with my fucking life now. Probably fantasy, but
get into crypto. Get into a game that you can really sink your teeth in and put a lot of time in that will actually yield you some return. I'm talking about Zed Run.
I've been playing the new Pokemon game.
That will give you no sort of financial benefit.
That's not true. Well, that's not true. I mean, like. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, video games that are outside the blockchain are awesome because you can play them for fun, and there's no worry in the world about the market or any sort of economic rise or fall.
Fucking Animal Crossing, you got those turnip markets.
That's true. The stock market. That's a big one. But also having games on the blockchain, you can actually invest in building a stable on Zed Run or building your guild in Crypto Raiders, and it becomes.
I would love a Pokemon type, like a Pokemon build them and fight them style, like NFT based game. I'm sure there's going to be some.
There will be.
Future,
there absolutely will be.
But that seems really cool.
Nintendo has already come out and said that they're looking at all forms of. Now I don't know how beneficial they'll be because games that are doing so well without NFTs, what are the odds that they actually come out with an NFT style
investment in it?
Exactly, that actually benefits the players as much. we'll see because they don't have to really rely on that model to be popular because they're already giants in the space. But we've got off topic.
Anyway,
we've got off topic.
What through the Super Bowl? What was your favorite part? What was your least favorite part? We'll start there. I mean,
favorite part.
Obviously,
okay. Favorite part. And I'm taking the. Okay, my favorite part was 50 Cent hanging upside down during the halftime show.
Sure.
That was perfect. And like literally his fat was, I mean, he's kind of big. He's a big boy. He's no longer 50 Cent. He's $1, right? And so he obviously was sweating.
Inflation.
And all the blood was running to his head, and he was, rapping upside down. And that was fucking hilarious. So that was definitely my favorite part. Inside the game, my favorite play was definitely the 75-yard touchdown by Higgins. That
was your favorite
That play? Was my favorite play of the game. Face mask on Jalen Ramsey. It was hilarious. The refs didn't call it. It was honestly hilarious.
It's easy in replay. I'm not going to say that like you'd have gotten a call like every time in real time because it happened fast, obviously. But every scoring play in the NFL is reviewed. That's the thing that like
that's why
I don't
yeah, I'm totally cool with letting it play on so that, and he scored a touchdown so that you can get together and look at the play and be like, was there any offensive pass interference that led Higgins to be so wide open when he caught that pass and then run untouched to the end zone? There clearly was, and they didn't go back and look at it.
And it would have been one thing totally if like it just would have been the face mask pull, but in the replay you watch the face mask pull and he uses all that weight. He pulls he pushes him to the ground, and then as he's doing that he pushes off with his other hand to turn around and make the catch. So it's like it could have been face mask. It could have been offensive pass interference. It could have been fucking a push off. Like it could have been so many things that just whatever. I mean, and it happens. It's football. You're not going to get a perfect fucking called game any week, I don't think. But I remember when it happened, we're like, that's bizarre. Oh, show us the replay. Oh, they're not showing us the replay.
When they don't show you exactly. When they don't show you the replay, there's usually a reason why.
And then the first time they show you the replay, it is from the bad angle. It's from the angle that you would never be able to like tell. And then they show you the bad angle, and then they don't show it again. But of course, that's the one that gets showed on social and all over the news media. They're like, check it out. This fucking happened, and everyone sees it. So I don't get why they're just.
You're not going to hide it. Like you can't hide it. Just
no, not at all.
So look. That was my favorite play because it was awesome. My least favorite play is more of a drive, and it was the last drive of the game for the Rams when they scored their touchdown. Now listen, the Rams deserve to win. Okay, they played better than the Bengals. The Bengals got away with some very blatant offensive pass interference, like we just talked about on that Higgins touchdown. However, the fact that the refs decided on the last drive of the game for the Rams to throw so many flags that they did on some ticky-tack calls, some were holding, some were not holding, some were pass interference, some were not pass interference. I just don't understand why we have to go 3 quarters with no flags, basically, to then the final 2 minutes all flags every single play. It's just inconsistent. It ruins the moment. It cheapens it because the Rams could have scored without all those flags. It just cheapens the moment.
It's really tough because they're people, right? It's like, it's not machines and people can miss things, but it also
it's your only job. It's your only fucking job.
I'm not sitting here saying that they should be able to miss whatever they want. I'm just saying that it's really hard to do the whole, well, we'll let them play, and then at the end, like if things get bad, like we don't want it to be decided on a missed call, right? And I don't know I wish I knew. I don't know if these refs of all sports, if that's a thing that they go in predetermined, like these teams are kind of chippy, maybe we let them play at the beginning and then we start calling stuff later on, or vice versa, going like call it right away, see if it like backs
set
off
precedent if you're going to do that.
Right. No, it's like, and it sucks because it's a per game thing. Like, you're not going to get a squad who's like, this is how we do it, and this is the way it needs to go through it's just not how it's ever going to be. There's just too many refs. There's too many games in all of sports. I think that I don't like when they call all that shit. It sucks. It makes it feel like the refs are more involved than they need to be. But at the same time, like you mentioned, it's not like all of them were it's not like every single one was false. It's just
They were
there were
ticky-tack.
enough.
They were ticky-tack.
Yeah, exactly. There were enough that you were like, it kind of.
If you're not going to call it in the
annoyed by
first
this.
quarter, if you're not going to call this in the first quarter, don't call it in the fourth quarter. Don't call it in the final 2 minutes. It's just unnecessary. That being said, Rams were the better team. They did win.
Right.
Good for them. I want to hear your least favorite, most favorite plays.
My favorite sequence or my favorite play was Matthew Stafford's no-look pass.
Oh my
at the very
God!
end to
Of course,
because
you were eating that up, dude. I'm sure you were eating the fuck out of that.
Because I was watching this game with
Did you touch yourself
Sports
to it?
Analyst Alec.
Did you touch yourself to it?
Yeah, absolutely. I was watching this with B3T Sports Analyst Alec, who all season has been telling me that Jared Goff could do what Matthew Stafford is doing for the Rams, and the reason being, like, he didn't understand the trade. He's like, yeah, Stafford's better, but I don't know how much of an upgrade it is in the scheme of like winning a Super Bowl. And of course, I'm like, every time, like in his game against the Bucks, I'm like, Goff is not doing that. Goff is not leading the comeback there because he had a couple bucket passes, some dimes at the very end, and then obviously Stafford played a pretty damn good game in the Super Bowl. He had 3 touchdowns. He did have 2 interceptions. One of them was bad. It was like an arm punt. He just threw it up.
Yeah, I don't really blame him on that 50-50.
But the second one was like, it was right in his guy's hands. It was the guy who came in to replace Odell after
he's got a weird last name. He's got a weird last name.
Yeah, it's like with a K or something. It's like
Kadongarik.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that was also not Stafford's fault, and it's going to show up. Obviously, it's an interception.
I said Kadongarik, and you said yeah.
I don't know. It sounded like you knew what you were talking about. I don't know this, man.
It's Kadongarik. You're right.
Sure,
no, I'm right.
Yeah. Go for it. And then like my least favorite play from a football standpoint was the third down run that the Bucks did with Samaje Perine instead of Joe Mixon.
Dumb. You know what the sad thing about that play was? Is that they were 2nd and 1. They were 2nd and 1, and they couldn't get 1 yard in 3 tries. Now, I know on 2nd down they went for a bomb. Didn't happen. I guess that's the smart play because you still have 2 plays to get 1 yard. The third play that you're talking about, which is P. Ryan, and I think he was stopped by Aaron Donald. Of course, he was stopped by Aaron Donald. Why is it Mixon in the game?
So this gets. I feel kind of bad because I think that what's his name, Zach Taylor. He's kind of a young coach, and he is. This is the first time that he's head coaching a Super Bowl, obviously. And sometimes people will look at what happened and they'll go, he was mad at Mixon. Mixon was hurt. He needed a breather, something like that. But in reality, I'm sure it's just they have Samaje Perine as a better pass blocker. They knew they're going to be in passing sets more often. And that was the set that they called. And it just so happens that that's what they've run all year when they're like, run X team or Y team. And then Samaje Perine is out there. Now, where it is on Zach Taylor is knowing what personnel you have out there and knowing that you can't run the ball there.
Right. If you're going to run the ball give it to Mixon.
Right. So, like, and Joe Mixon was averaging like 5 yards a carry. Oh, my. Speaking of running backs, Cam Akers looked bad. I think he had like 34 yards or something like that.
He didn't look great,
like 18
Andrew.
carries.
He didn't look great.
I want to see.
Andrew, he is back from tearing his ACL or MCL, whatever the fuck that muscle is.
He tore his Achilles.
What? That's an ACL.
You know.
Well, what does the A stand for?
13 carries.
What does the A
21 yards. It stands for
ACL. Let's see what it stands for. It stands for what the fuck? Anterior cruciate ligament? Interesting.
Anterior. So what's MCL then? We should know this.
Muscular.
This is important.
Muscular, duh.
Are you sure? Are you certain?
Medial collateral ligament.
Medial. Okay.
And then obviously the Achilles, which is completely different, and I obviously know this, is in your heel because that's why they call it an Achilles heel. It's based off of Roman times when a man
dipping him in the lake.
No, this is from Troy. Have you ever seen Troy, the true story, with Brad Pitt?
Story of Troy.
With Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom. Have you really never seen Troy?
I have not. No, I've actually never seen Troy.
This is so funny because this is 2 podcasts in a row now that I'm actually learning you have no real film experience. You pretend to be this film buff, and you actually don't watch any of the real, true, foundational movies of our lifetime.
If you want to know what I actually do is I watch trailers. And then I pay people on the subways and in taxis who have seen it, and then I have them write it down on napkins, and then I have like those like manila folders where people keep their taxes. I just have napkins.
People do not keep their taxes in manila folders. What the fuck are you talking about? We TurboTax. Another sponsor of our podcast is TurboTax. File your taxes or don't.
But yeah, who gives a fuck? But obviously, again, the Noah pass, that's my favorite. The running, as a football fan, the weird play call from the Bengals. And then also the next play, after they missed the 3rd and 1 with P. Ryan, they went for another pass. And it's ironic because everyone says that they wouldn't have made the Super Bowl if they would have gone with a lineman instead of Chase, because Chase was dynamic. Chase was absolutely a difference maker for that org. I don't blame them for doing that. At the time, I thought it would be bad because I didn't think that Joe Burrow would be alive to throw the fucking football, but he proved me wrong. Now, Chase was wide open on that last play. Like, he beat Ramsey. Ramsey fell down, home run, touchdown, but he had 0 time to throw the ball.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say was Chase was open. It doesn't matter because Burrow had literally 1 second before Donald was on him, and he had to get rid of it. Almost completed that pass.
And he actually had also another funny thing. Yeah, almost completes that pass. Mixon's a great catcher. I don't know why. Again, I don't know. It has to be a pass block thing, in my opinion. They have to like.
I mean, it wasn't like super catchable. It would have like.
No, I know, but it was. He gave him a chance. Like, there was a shot at it. It wasn't like it was.
Right, he gave him a chance, but it was an impressive throw considering he was being spun 360 by the scariest man alive.
Yeah. I think I'm happy for the Rams. Good for them. I don't know what they're gonna do contract wise. Maybe they can run it back. We'll fucking see.
Have you heard? And I don't know how true this is, but have you heard the rumors about Sean McVay retiring?
Yeah. I had seen those, and I don't know about that. I mean, he's so young, but at the same time, he's so young that it could make sense. He's like,
he can lead another life. He can.
He really could. I mean, honestly, how
30,
how great would it?
36?
How great would it be to be like, yeah, here's our pick. Yeah, take that pick also. Yep, that one. Super Bowl, we got it. All right, I'm retiring. I'm done.
God help whoever takes over that organization with 0 first-round picks for a decade.
When Sean Payton left the Saints a month ago, I was like, isn't this the guy who was like, yeah, Taysom Hill, that's our guy. I love him. Taysom Hill, he has to stay. Now Sean Payton's like, I'm out, and then they lost now Kamara, Michael Thomas, Jameis was on a 1-year deal. He made them keep Taysom Hill, and I was like, I'm leaving.
Now the floor is set for Taysom Hill to become the guy because there's no one else.
He needs to be. I thought it was a good game. Came down to the end. It was like a very exciting Super Bowl. I'm all about that. And Cup won Super Bowl MVP, which I think was deserved.
2 tutties.
I think they could, giving it to Stafford would have been easy. I don't think that a lot of people would have been like, whatever. Although I thought Aaron Donald made a case for himself in the final drive.
Okay, here's the thing. I was just about to say, did you know, and I actually didn't know this until recently, did you know that the voters of the MVP have to have their votes in before the 2-minute warning?
No, I didn't know that.
That is true. The MVP of the Super Bowl has to be decided. The people have to put their votes in before the 2-minute warning, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life because
that doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. What if there's overtime? Well, I mean, usually close games come down to the 2-minute, inside the 2-minute warning. It makes no sense. It makes zero sense.
Who won Super Bowl MVP the year Malcolm Butler had his interception?
Not Malcolm Butler. I don't know, but they have to submit They have to submit 2 choices, one for each team. So that way, Yeah. So they have a MVP for one team and
technology
MVP for another.
Exists, right? Like I'm not insane. Like we're in a year where like this could be instantaneous.
This is the 1800s where you put ballots in little ballot boxes and then you have to go and count them.
Pigeons fucking fly things off. That's so stupid.
For the record, Tom Brady won the year Malcolm Butler had the interception, but gave him the truck.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tom Brady gave him the truck.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, good for Cooper Kupp. Speaking of, is there anything else you want to talk about Super Bowl wise, or do you want to move into the awards for the NFL?
I did talk about the halftime. What did you think? I want both of your opinions. Now that the viewers know that Robbie, he broke the silence rule. We said, Robbie, you can't talk anymore, but he broke the silence rule. I want to hear what both of you have to say about the halftime performance.
So for me, it was cool. I mean, I like all the artists we're in
the age group. We're in that age group.
Yeah, but I can only imagine that they're like, Eminem, we want you, and he's like, all right, I'm in, and they're like, but you got to do Lose Yourself. He's like, I will do anything else. Like, but you have to do Lose Yourself.
Mom's spaghetti.
Like, if you, and there were a lot of. There's also a prop bet floating around out there. It's like, will Snoop Dogg smoke a joint, because it's legal in California? Will he smoke a joint?
Not at the SoFi Stadium. Not inside the premises.
It's not. But there were a lot of prop bets on that, and a lot of people were like, just after it was done, like, man, you threw your fucking money away. And they're like, nah, dude, Snoop Dogg should have like said fuck the man and done it. And everyone's like, all right, well, I'm gonna offer you $2 million to perform for 30 minutes and tell you all you have to do is not smoke weed publicly. What are you doing? And everyone's like, smoking weed publicly? Like, you're a fucking idiot. Of course not. Like,
he did smoke weed
before the thing, not on the stage.
Oh, okay.
Not during the performance.
It was so funny because when that happened, Twitter, it's like, it honestly is like seeing any other performer take a sip of water, before like singing a song or something. It is so natural for Snoop Dogg to smoke weed that I can't believe anyone was shocked whatsoever that he was smoking before the performance. But some dude on Twitter was like, yeah, well, it might be legal in California, but it's illegal inside the stadium, and he will have to pay up to a $250 fine. And
and everyone's like, shut the fuck
everyone's
up.
Like, yo, he got paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to fucking do that.
Bill me.
Bill Snoop Dogg $250. Insane.
Robbie, what'd you think of the halftime show?
Robbie liked it.
Sorry, I'm not used to having a mic. I liked it, yeah.
Hell yeah, Robbie.
Better than a lot of halftime shows that we've had.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to. I liked the Justin Timberlake one a couple years ago.
When he, when he saw Booby, when he brought the Booby out, the boobies.
Yeah.
Sure. Justin Timberlake during the halftime show. Michael Jackson's sister, I forget her name. Fuck, it's Mike.
Janet Jackson. What's wrong with you?
Boobies. He boobied her.
Yep, that was 400 years ago. That was in the 1700s.
That actually was when they were doing MVP voting with carrier pinches.
All right, that's Super Bowl. Blah blah blah. Cooper Kupp won the MVP. Good for him. Super Bowl MVP. Now we're gonna move on to regular season awards because we haven't talked about this shit yet. Do you know who won these, or I know you know who won MVP, but do you know who won the other ones, or am I going to be?
No, Andrew, I don't know. I've been living under a rock the past week. I'm a fucking moron. No, Andrew. Okay, I clearly know that Tom Brady won MVP, and your boy, actually, Fuck, I already ruined the joke. I should have said
You
Lamar
did.
Jackson won MVP. Lamar Jackson won MVP.
La La Land.
La La Land. La La Land won the Academy. Fuck La La Land, dude. Okay,
That's a
so
good movie. Fuck you.
I already fucked up the joke. So yes, Aaron Rodgers is MVP, and
Yep.
TJ Watt is Defensive Player of the Year. That's all I really know.
So we can. Aaron Rodgers wins MVP is whatever. It's second year in a row. We kind of knew it was gonna. It was him or Brady. Everyone was leaning Rodgers.
I knew. I said it.
He again. The thing that's most astounding to me every year is, 37 touchdowns, which is okay. It's good. It's not like bad. It's damn good. It's not like elite where he's had other years, but
it's not Mahomes.
4 interceptions. Well, no, or but like 4 interceptions, like that's it. That's insane. Like his efficiency is the thing. It's crazy. It's always crazy. It's always gonna.
And he did
crazy.
Remember, he had that terrible first game of the season. I can't remember how many picks he threw, but he definitely threw 1 that game, maybe even 2.
I think he did throw 2.
So if he threw 2 the first game of the season, which would be half of his entire season's interceptions, that's pretty damn impressive.
All right. Mike Vrabel won Coach of the Year.
Oh yeah, that fucker.
I guess good for him. I don't know I don't know if I would have given him Coach of the Year.
Give it to. I'm being serious now. Give it to Harbaugh. Harbaugh had to deal with UPS players by the end of the season. I think if Harbaugh had gotten the Ravens to the playoffs, he actually would have had a legitimate shot at winning.
See, because it's funny that you say that
because we all got hurt, Andrew. We all got hurt.
Yeah, no, I that's fair. But I also think I think Mike Tomlin also has
Mike Tomlin.
No, seriously.
Every year I have to deal with this shit. Mike Tomlin.
You say it right now. Mike Tomlin's a bad coach. Say it.
He's not.
I know he's not a bad coach.
But that doesn't mean he wins Coach of the Year every year. I swear he's always in the conversation.
That's because he's literally. I think he's never had a losing season with them as a head coach. He's had 8 seasons, but he's never had a losing season.
He's had the greatest quarterback of all time as his quarterback. He's had the GOAT.
All right. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jamar Chase. Not a huge shock. 81 receptions, 14.5, or 14.55. That's what he had for yards. 13 touchdowns. He's a rookie. That's actually fucking insane. And they did it with Joe Burrow getting sacked a billion times. And they had to, he had to go through the beginning of the season where he can't catch. He's dropping all the shit in training camp. Turns out, obviously, it didn't fucking matter.
Yeah, he lit it up. He didn't light it up for me when he needed to in fantasy this year. When I traded for him, he immediately became bad and then became really good in the playoffs again.
Again, almost 1,500 yards.
No, he was. I'm telling you, Andrew, I made a trade in fantasy this year for Jamar Chase, and I swear to God, the next 3 games, he put up single digits when he'd been breaking the double-digit territory all year. And then I lose in the first round of the playoffs, and then the very next game, he goes off and gets 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. It was that insane game.
The Week 17 game.
I was so mad. So mad.
I'm trying to see, because I'm actually, now you've got me curious. I would love to see what his fucking actual split was there at the end. And I don't think that there was anyone who was in contention at all for this aside from Jamar Chase. I'm trying to think of rookies who might have been. Kyle Pitts, maybe. Again, the thing about Kyle Pitts is he played really well, especially on a team that was not very good in a position that is traditionally very, very hard to play your rookie year. And he's a freak athlete, but he still didn't return on people's expectations. So it's really tough to be like,
no, it was Jamar Chase by a mile. Now, I actually don't know the answer to this, but I'm going to guess defensive rookie player of the year was Michael Parsons.
Yes. Yep. It was. And I think that that's pretty, I like that. 84 tackles, 13 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. Especially in a position like linebacker where you are running shit. You're not just playing a position, you're also calling things. So I like that pick. I tried to think a little bit of who else maybe would have been eligible. Potential if he didn't get hurt, maybe Horn from Carolina. But the thing that sucks is he played really, really well until he got hurt. And when your offense is as bad as Carolina's is, I don't suspect
Go Cox though.
He could have
Go Cox.
Sure, yeah, go Cox. Let's see. Yep. Well, you mentioned already. TJ Watt won Defensive Player of the Year. 64 tackles, 22 and a half sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries.
Broke Strahan's record. Or tied it? Did he tie it or break it?
I thought he broke it.
I think so too. I think he broke it.
I don't know. This dude is insane. He's going to be just like his brother. He's going to be a menace for the next 4 or 5 years. And then we'll see if injuries destroy his career. But let's see here. The comeback player of the year, Joe Burrow. Not a huge surprise.
Very nice.
Super Bowl.
Very nice.
After he destroyed his knee. And then the FedEx air player and ground player of the year. Air player was Tom Brady. Ground player was Jonathan Taylor.
What about Debo?
Debo did not win an award.
Debo should have won an award. He was a freak this year. Go Cox. He was a freak this year.
He was. He absolutely was.
He was the entire 49ers offense.
But but when you look at he's not a rookie, so that eliminates all those. He can't win Defensive Player of the Year. I guess
give him Walter Payton Man of the Year.
For
just being a boss.
For just being a boss. So looking at Jamar Chase, he did week 14 he had 25 points. Week 15 he had 1.3. Week 16 he had 19.5, and then week 17 he had 55. So he had one really bad week there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was the week where I lost in the playoffs.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Beautiful. Thanks, Jamar. Congrats.
Nothing really in the award surprised me. Again, I am a Tom Brady fan. I'd have loved it if he'd won, but the stats weren't there. He just had way more volume.
You think he's done? For real, for real?
I give it a lower chance than I would give most. Again, we've talked about this before. When Big Ben says he's retiring, he's retiring.
Well, he has to.
He has no choice. Big Ben's going out on the tail end. Tom Brady, he's definitely on the tail end of his career, but he did not leave the game where people were like, this fucking dude is going to die.
He's only on the tail end of his career because we actually know his age. If we didn't know his age, let's pretend we had no idea what he looked like and we were just going by numbers. He is very much at the peak of his career.
100%. So I don't fucking know. It's going to be tough. They haven't made the announcement on the contract yet. They said they're still trying to convince him to come back. Maybe it's a money thing. Could be a money thing. I don't know.
He wants to spend time with his family.
I know, but I interviews with Tom Brady, watching Man in the Arena, watching all the games that I've seen him play. We're gonna hit June and we're gonna start seeing some shit there. He's like, I'm getting antsy and I want to play football again, but we'll fucking see.
Did they release all 10 episodes yet of Man in the Arena?
I think the 10th episode is out. Yes.
Okay.
But I'm not caught up. I think I'm only on episode 6.
I think I'm on 3 or 4.
Have you seen the Strahan one yet?
No.
Okay. In the Strahan one, it's kind of funny because Strahan was he's like, I was flirting with retirement. And then they said, hey, we got new coaches and a new regime. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year. I don't know how we'll do, but it's going to be fun. And Strahan's like, you know what? Fuck it. He was on a beach when he decided. He's like, I'll fly back and I'll play one more season with the Giants. He does no training camp whatsoever. He gets there 2 days before the first game. He's out there. He's like, we're getting our asses kicked. I am exhausted. I have done zero conditioning.
Back to the beach.
Yeah. and it's really funny to hear his take on that season. All right. We got other news that, just other end of season shit. Did you see Matthew Stafford at the parade, at the celebration parade?
No, I actually didn't watch any of the parade or even really look at it on social media. I did hear it was really short. I
heard it was short as well, but he got super drunk, super drunk.
More than Tom Brady.
The reason, probably on par with Brady, but the part of it that is relevant that everyone's hounding Stafford right now because he was talking to this lady with his wife on the stage. It was an 8-foot stage. And there's a clear video. You should look it up after this, but there's a clear video. It's Stafford's talking. The lady falls off the stage. She falls backwards. And Stafford gives a look.
How have I not seen this?
I don't know how you haven't seen it. You should look it up now. Honestly, it won't be hard to find. Just look up Stafford. Because while I'm telling you about this, you need to see it. Because you got to see his face. he doesn't look like, oh, are you okay? He basically it looks like he tells his wife, you handle that, and he walks away. And I feel like it's a dickhead thing. Like, how do you not check on somebody? How do you, like, when you're like having a conversation and they fucking fall like that? But I'm sure, but if he was hammered, and if I were super hammered and something like that happened and somebody was 8 to 12 feet away from me now on the ground, I'm like, I'm not leaning over that thing. I'm not going to fall in my death.
Yo, that's hilarious. So I'm watching it right now. And yeah, so he's drinking, he's hydrating, drinking water. And just like, as soon as she falls, says something to his wife and then immediately walks away in the other direction.
It just, and he has, his face is the most like, it's my day off, I'm not doing this today, like I've ever seen.
That is weird. But, I mean, look, I'm not gonna hound the guy. Like
he's drunk. He's drunk. I'm sure that's not like, but at the same time, everyone's giving this dude a hard time.
It is. I mean, it is weird. It's for sure weird because the normal thing is just to make sure and check on.
Are
anyone.
you okay?
Yeah, just be like, yo, are you okay?
So it turns out that woman actually broke her spine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and that was the
2 cameras, and the Staffords are paying for all of her medical bills, though.
They are okay,
super nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for them. That's a comeback. Not for the lady, but for the Staffords.
What I do want to say with it though is like
the lady broke her spine so that Matthew Stafford could be the good guy and pay for her medical bills.
And that's kind of the thing, right? Like. It sucks that she broke her spine. I feel bad for her.
No, that's bad.
But it wasn't like it was Stafford's fault. It's not like he fucking pushed her, right?
No, I know. But that would be assault. That would be.
Well, yeah, that's a misdemeanor minimum. But they don't let you play football after that. Actually, that's not true.
That's not true. But he was drunk, so you could say that he was drunk when he pushed her. However,
yeah.
The stage was big, so it doesn't surprise me that she got actually severely hurt.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And also like I don't know anything about the woman. Like
good for the Staffords though.
I mean, it's pocket change for them. I mean, Stafford's been paid pretty damn well his whole career, but
would you rather break your spine and then
pay for it?
And then have Matthew Stafford pay for it, and then that opens up a line of communication. Like you get his number, and then you're able to actually talk to him on the reg, just because he's not going to ignore you because
I broke my spine for you.
Because yeah, exactly, you broke your spine. Would you go through all of that to be in Stafford's inner circle from thereforth?
Is there permanent damage to my back and spine, or is it like when it's done, I'm healed?
Robbie, does she have permanent damage to her spine? TBD, Andrew. TBD. It's a risk that you'd be willing to take.
No, I'm not doing that. That sounds fucking awful. Maybe if I were 18 again.
I need to knock on a lot of wood so that this karma train doesn't fucking hit me and break my spine.
Let's see what other news we got. Kyler Murray he's deleted a bunch of social media stuff from a bunch of Cardinal stuff from his social media.
He's a clown.
He's upset.
He's a clown. I'm done.
He's saying that the org is like using him as a scapegoat, even though he did play fucking terrible in that game. Now, granted, he played much better the second half. The first half was terrible, and he didn't have his star wide receiver, the guy they traded to get him, to give him the opportunity. But I mean, in my opinion, this might just be a contract move. I mean, he's looking for an extension. I'm very confident he is going to be a Cardinal and playing for the Cardinals next year.
Probably. I couldn't care less about the Cardinals or Kyler Murray at this time.
Bengals extended Zach Taylor through 2026. Smart. That all makes sense. And then the Vikings officially now, because the Super Bowl's over, they hired the Rams offensive coordinator, Kevin O'Connell. He's going to be their new head coach, and they have committed to Cousins in the 2022 season, at least for one more year. So
good for them.
That's kind of all the major news. That's it.
Well, Andrew, that's not it, because if you remember last episode, we were talking about Oscar-nominated movies. Ooh, yay! It's Oscar season. Bang, bang, bang.
That's true.
This past weekend, was able to watch 2 of the nominated movies. 2.
What'd you watch? So let me guess what you watched. You watched West Side Story.
No.
Damn it. Okay, that was
okay. So the first one was Nightmare Alley.
How was it?
It's starring Bradley Cooper, some other people, Rooney Mara, Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett. It's a remake, so it's actually based off of a book back in like the 40s, I think. Then they made a movie about it, and then this is like a remake of it. Guillermo del Toro is the director. It's slow. I'll say this. It's good, but it's slow. It's a very slow burn. 2.5 hours.
That could still be fine. Like when you say it's slow, it doesn't mean necessarily that it's boring. I mean, like, were you bored? Because that's important.
Yeah. So it's. I was a little bored. Like everything that happens is I think good for the movie and good to set up Bradley Cooper's character, who's the main character, and to kind of set the scene. But most of the action, you do have to get through it because most of the action comes in maybe the last 30 minutes. Everything that you care about happens in the last 30 minutes of the movie. And in order for it to climax or to have that big crescendo at the very end, you do have to sit through them building the characters and everything like that.
Was it worth it? Like when you got to the end where you're like, yeah, this was worth
the ending
the time.
The ending is fantastic, so I would say yes.
Oh, okay.
The ending is fantastic because the last thing you want to do is sit through 2.5 hours and be like, well, that was a terrible ending.
Right, yeah. What was the second one?
Grapefruit.
God damn it.